How we looking? Sneaker trend. Okay, so we did the biggest fashion and streetwear trends video like 3 months ago. The video is doing quite well, so I appreciate everyone who has been watching. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about the biggest sneaker trends in 2020. There's quite a few. We got some big sneaker trends, some small knick-knack stuff as well we're gonna talk about here today. Kind of give my reaction to it. It's your boy Keezy. It ain't easy being Keezy. Let's get it. So we got I got more than 10. So we're gonna try to go through this as quickly as possible, give you my thoughts. First one that's going to be up is going to be the yellow laces, but it's not really yellow. They're like sail color, sail off-white, yellowish type faded color laces. But people buy them brand new to put on their new shoes, new or old. More oftentimes you're gonna see these laces being put on the Jown 992s, Jordan 4s, Air Force 1s. And I think the reason why this is gaining a lot of popularity right now is because everybody's moving back in time, right? Everyone wants contemporary vintage stuff, whatever the hell that even means. Like, it's come to a point where people just want old new shit, and the laces is a good way to kind of revive the sneakers that you have. It's kind of like you got a pair of Breads, but to kind of spice it up, you put the sail laces on them, or a pair of, I don't know, pine green 4s or something like that, or some Air Forces. You go on Nike by You and you yellow out the sole, you put an off-white sole with some off-white laces on there. I can't lie, if I were to give that reaction, I actually like the trend. I think in the beginning when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I mean, this is kind of cool, this is alright, you know what I'm saying? But it grew on me, and will I actually buy some? I actually might buy like 1 or 2 pairs. Am I gonna go as far to buy 15 pairs of yellow off-sale laces and put it on all of my shoes? No, I don't like it that much. Anyways, let's keep it moving here. The next trend we have up is going to be New Balance. It's kind of New Balance and Reebok, but let me tackle each one individually here, okay? I think 2017, 18, 19, leading up till this year, New Balance they've just had a phenomenal year. I think it's great. A lot more people get to experience New Balances, and even for myself, I bought into my first pair of New Balances, which I've trashed already. This is an amazing sneaker. It's very comfortable. I bought this year or last year. Shout out to Bruno. Bruno, if you're watching this, he was the one that kind of helped me out to get a pair, my first pair. And I can't seem not to wear them. I wear them every day. It's the most comfortable sneaker I own. I'm not just saying that because I'm wearing it. It just is what it is, you know? The 992s, the 993s are gaining a lot more popularity. Probably because of Jown as well. I think Jown is really kind of pushing New Balance in that hyped area, and there's probably some other brand names that have helped them as well. Is that, yes, I think it's great that more people are wearing New Balances because they're so comfortable, but the part I'm not enjoying, especially with a lot of other people are probably not enjoying either, is it's getting expensive, and I can't find a pair of New Balance 992s that are under $250 or like $300. It's very rare, you know, and for whatever reason, even the 993s, I'm looking for a black pair that's retail. I can't even find that retail, maybe because of COVID and some of the regulations on manufacturing, and maybe it's not shipped yet. I don't know what it is, but they're getting a little pricey, especially the Jown collaborations. Those things sit at like $600 or $700. $500 is a good deal, I guess, for a pair of Jown New Balances. Am I going to pay that? Nah, I would pay a smooth $320, $330 for a pair of Jown New Balances, yes, but we all know that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna get a pair of those, man. There's no way. There's no way. But anyways, moving on to Reebok. I also think Reebok is having a phenomenal year as well. I think why I'm bringing this up is because I'm just hearing more people talk about Reebok, and you can kill me in the comments if you want to, if you're a huge Reebok fan, because I know there's a big fan base for Reebok still. I've never really bought into it, but I've heard more people talk about it in the past couple years, and it's just been in more conversation, you know. So moving into 2020, they've also done a collaboration with BBC or Ice Cream, and I actually like that one. I actually think that it was made very well. I think that's a nice silhouette that they chose. I think it's actually a pretty nice colorway. Would I buy it myself? If it's not a hyped up crazy price, I might experiment with it. I'm not gun shy on that for sure. Check out Reebok, check out New Balances. I mean, they're just doing a really good job right now. Very comfortable. You should give it a shot if you haven't already. Let's move on to number 3. Honestly, this next one, I should have saved it for last because it should have been like the finale. But whatever, I'll talk about it now. And that is going to be Remaking the Jordan 1. I've already made a separate video on this. I've already talked about this in another trends video. I've talked about this on multiple lives. People have DM'd me about this. I mean, who hasn't talked about it at this point, right? And it's not just me remaking the Jordan 1. It's other sneakers like Dunks, Bapestas, Air Force Ones, whatever. To get you up to speed, if you're not aware, and if you're kind of newer to some of this news, is that there's a lot of people out there that are taking OG silhouettes and they will, eliminate the swoosh or remake the swoosh into some other logo that is affiliated to their own brand. And if I were to just kind of tell you what's going on, is that I think there's 3 attitudes towards this. The first attitude is that people love it, gravitate towards it, and they fuck with it heavy. Then you got the second person that is the exact opposite, and they can't wait to tell people how much they hate remade Jordans and how much the culture has changed, this and that, whoop-de-wop, right? Then you got the third person that's like me. The third person does not give a shit. I don't care because I don't work for Nike. Yeah, I do like Nikes. Yeah, I do like Bapestas. Do people remake this stuff and sometimes they kind of don't make it look as great? Yeah, do sometimes they make it look kind of cool? Absolutely, right? So I mean, I don't pick a side. It is what it is. For me personally, I'm just having fun with it, and I like what people are doing. I think that right now the whole Remaking the Jordan 1 thing is in replacement of what people were doing in 2016 when everybody was making BOGOs. Because when Supreme was kicking, I'm talking about Supreme was smacking, everybody had Supreme on. Like, no matter where you looked, everybody had a Supreme BOGO, right? It was like the pinnacle of like streetwear, I guess at the time. It's kind of like you had your fit going, but as long as you had a BOGO, people was vibing to it. Every company was starting to flip their own logo and make a BOGO. Now what's happening is that people have gotten rid of that because they're like, well, that shit's not in style as much as it used to be anymore. Everyone did that. So what the new hottest thing is taking the Jordan 1 silhouette or taking a Bapesta, remaking an Air Force One, and putting their own twist on it, putting their own flair to it. Is it more creative than making a BOGO as a t-shirt compared to making a sneaker? I think it is. I think it is. I think there's more effort, more time invested. If done right and done well, there's more time, effort invested into creating a sneaker, even though you're still taking a silhouette that somebody else has already made, especially someone like Nike. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't really choose a side on it. Let's keep it lit. All right, another one that I probably should have ended with as well is going to be the Nike Dunks. Need I say more? If you're even anybody that has been into sneakers in the past couple months, I'm not even talking about years, okay? It's probably more significant if you've been into it for longer. But even if you just got into liking shoes and, like, I don't know, you're younger, you don't know much information yet, Dunks have now been the sneaker of choice by everybody. Again. Okay, I gotta emphasize that again part, okay? Again. All right, let's not forget 2017 and 18 was the cusp of everybody questioning whether or not Dunks were going to come back, and lo and behold, holy shit, look how many Dunks Nike is releasing. Look at the resale prices for where Dunks are sitting at right now, and look at all the people that never wore Dunks before now are wearing Dunks. Wow. I think there's more positive than there is negative because Nike could still produce Dunk sneakers, whether SB or regular Dunks, and people are actually buying them. Because prior to that, or I guess prior to Travis Scott putting them on and kind of reviving the whole thing, because we know people just love to do what Travis Scott does. Prior to all that, Dunks sat on the shelf. You would go to the outlet, or maybe outlet or Foot Locker or whatever, they released a Dunk. Well, there was a time period where they stopped releasing, but if they really did release it at the time, before this whole Travis Scott shit going on, people didn't buy it. The shit went on sale. And it was really the OGs that were having the time of their life because they get to go to the mall and buy dunks for like 60 bucks. Not even, probably even cheaper than that because it was that cheap, okay? Anyways, I don't want to go too far into it. I just want to let you know 2020 dunks have been as prominent as remaking the Jordan 1. Leave it at that. Let's move on. All right, another huge trend that has been going on with Jordan specifically is the 1985 neutral grays. It's like the neutral grays, the metallics, and any other Jordan 1 that kind of came from those years prior, from way back in the day. And tell you the truth, it's not a reintroduction, it's a new introduction to a new market, because some of these people that are wearing the shoes, I don't know if they were like true OG sneakerheads, because if they were, they would have already owned a pair and they probably wouldn't be paying the resale. The true OG sneakerheads probably own all of them. I don't have to name who these people are, you probably have already seen them before. But what's going on now is that since archive pages have posted it so much, so rapidly, people started to kind of see this whole Japanese Americana archive look, and sliding in the 1985 Jordan 1 neutral grays in there just kind of completes that fit for 2020. People have fallen in love with it, and it has become extremely popular, even to a point where the resale prices have shot through the roof. Now, if I were to give my 2 cents on it, I think the positive part about it is that more people get introduced to Jordans and learn a little bit more about the history, because that's what has been missing in sneakers. A lot of people have been jumped into sneakers ever since it got really commercial the past 5 years without any, you know, backlog history or information on things about Jordan, right? Because the original OG sneakerheads, it was about knowing the history. It was about Jordan. It was about being obsessed with everything Jordan related, buying the posters, buying the Sox helmet because he played for the Sox or whatever. He played baseball for a time being. It was about that. But now it's kind of lost its taste and its flavor from, you know, those type of collectors to flexing on Instagram. But I think the Jordan 1985, I guess if it can be considered some type of like archived Jordan 1, then when you buy into it, you're almost forced to learn more about the older pairs, the older silhouettes, and potentially some of the history that goes along with it. So again, I think it's positive. Let's just keep going. So I made a video not too long ago about sneakers. I think it was like 4 or 5 videos ago, and I talked about a whole bunch of shoes that I would buy. And I got a lot of comments of like, why didn't you talk about blazers? What about blazers? How come Keezy doesn't wear blazers? I just don't wear blazers. I never liked blazers, but what I can tell you is that last year and this year, blazers have been going crazy, and everybody has been gunning for a pair of blazers. The same way that people were gunning for blazers in like 2007, 2008, people loved blazers back then. I think back then more people wore blazers that actually skateboarded, kind of. It was kind of the crossover of like skateboarding / fashion. And now it's purely like, I don't know anybody that wears blazers now that actually skates. Maybe Johnny Ty, just Johnny Ty. Johnny, if you watching this, do you think you wear blazers? I know you skate, but I don't know if you wear blazers. As far as purchasing it myself, wearing it myself, I probably will never buy a pair of blazers. Unless one comes out where I love the colorway, but as far as I can say it right now, and I don't think I'm gonna buy my words, I probably would never fuck with blazers. But a lot of people like it. Let's keep going. I should have flopped some of these, because the next one I'm gonna talk about is aging your sneakers. Going back to the 1985 topic, going back to the sale off-white laces topic, everybody is so obsessed with vintage everything. So they want all of those OG looks. So instead of going to pay those crazy resale prices, which I ain't even mad at it, you can actually now send your sneaker to someone on Instagram or whatever, and you can get your shoe back and he'll distress it for you. I don't know what do they do? They put it in like acetone or like dip it in Coca-Cola, like what do they put? I don't know what they do to it, but some people do a very good job at this, by the way, right? It actually turns out really well. Depending on who you hit up, you sent the shoe to them new, you got it back, and it literally looks like a shoe from like 85, right? You feel me? Like in the 80s or 90s. You're like, god damn. So I mean, you guys already kind of know what my opinion on it is. I genuinely like it. I think it's really nice. Again, popular topic, popular thing that's going on. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. Let's keep going. Okay, and Bapestas. Yes. How can this be Keezy TV without talking about a pair of Bapestas? Let me get another pair for you to look at here. Boom. There you go. But yeah, Bapestas in 2020. They're still kicking. I think within the past 2 years, Bapestas have came back. I'm just gonna leave this here real quick. And also, I think within the conversation of the remade Jordans, Bapestas seem to be, it's either one side of the fence or the other. One side of the fence is like, you know, leave Bapestas out of the conversation of remade sneakers because they were one of the first to do it and do it correctly. And then the other side of the fence is like, well, the whole remade Jordans are okay because Nigo did it. This is where, and I'm gonna leave it at this, this is where I'm glad that a lot of people don't understand the context and the history behind Bapestas. I'm very happy that there's still a large majority of people out there that don't understand the significance of what Nigo did with Bape. As a brand, as a sneaker, as a presentation, everything about it. And I'm very happy that people don't understand, because you're not going to buy them and you're not going to keep increasing these resale prices, because my god, resale prices have gone through the roof for Bapestas in the past year or two. Anyways, I don't need to give my reaction to it because I kind of already said what I needed to say. Y'all know I love Bapestas. I still collect them to this day. Maybe one day I'll let them all go and move on when the shit gets too expensive. Okay, the next one is a pretty unavoidable look, and it's not a particular sneaker, but it's the way in which people wear their pants with their sneakers, and that's going to be releasing the hem on the bottom of your pants so it hangs over your shoe, like this example that I'm showing you right here. I think this is 2020. I don't remember seeing this last year. I don't. I feel like this happened in the past couple months, but this is everywhere. There are no archive pages that are not posting this. They are all posting this, and my feed is flooded with this. My reaction to it, I think is dope. You feel me? I think it's sick. Would I go out there and release the hem on my pants? I don't think so. I don't really think that's me, you know. But I do think that it actually looks really nice. And the best part about it, if I were to just say, is that I like that people are covering their shoes more. Last year till now, more people have been covering up their sneakers, which I think covering up the shoe at the moment looks really good, depending on what you're wearing, of course, what kind of pants you got on. But I think covering the sneaker, especially with an Air Force One or like a Jordan 4 or like a Jordan 1, looks really good. And speaking of taking a photo of your shoe and fit pics and all that kind of stuff, you guys remember this? The way people used to pose in like 2016 where they cover their face like hypebeasts. They'll wear all Supreme, or they'll wear Supreme minimal jeans and like some off-white sneaker from the 10. And some, I don't know what kind of hat they have on, like a Supreme fanny pack, and they'll bend their knees and then cover their face, and they do this, I don't even, it's like they have like a flotational, like gravity doesn't really work. That fit pic. Well, this is kind of over now, and I don't really see a lot of people posing like this anymore. The new pose for 2020, you guys ready? It's this. Yeah, it's where you stand straight, or sometimes you angle your feet in where it's kind of like the same thing as doing this type of emoji. You know what I'm talking about. Instead of covering your face now, the new thing is to cut off your face. So you just completely crop out your face entirely. My thoughts on this? I think cutting off and cropping off your face is a lot less, I guess the word is cringe, than covering your face with your hand. Personally, I would like to forget about the times of covering the face. Have I done it before? Have I done the whole, you feel me? Yes, I have. Not gonna lie. I don't know where that photo is. I need to find it. I don't know where that photo is. I definitely have like maybe 1 or 2. That might have been 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Admittedly, okay? Because it was trending at the time, you know what I mean? But to keep going, I do think cropping out your head is a little bit better. It does let the viewer focus more on what's going on for the fit, right? If your hat or whatever, your face is not a part of it, we get to focus more on like, oh, okay, what kind of jacket you got on, what kind of pants you got on, what kind of shoes are those, you know, whatever, what have you. So it's a good replacement. Actually, anything is a good replacement for the hand gesture. You get the point. A lot of people are doing this. You want to fit in, boom, you just cut that head off. Yeah, that's all we got. That's all we got. That's it. I mean, I can keep going, but this video gonna be 40 minutes long. You know what I mean? Try to condense this for you, jump cut everything for y'all. You know what I'm saying? For those who have been commenting on some of my other videos, asking me to do more vlogging, I am planning to do more vlogging. I'm gonna incorporate a lot of the vlogs into the pickup videos because it just works better that way. And also, there's not much going on. A lot of stuff is still not necessarily open. Malls are open and stuff, but there's not a lot of stuff I want to go see, unfortunately. You know, but until that day comes and I have that footage, you guys are gonna get that vlogging footage as well. But with that said, with all that was said today, I know that was a lot to condense. If you can, leave in the comments as far as what you thought I was missing for some of the biggest sneaker trends in 2020. I'm pretty sure I'm missing something. There has to be something that I'm missing there. I appreciate you for tuning in. If you want to become part of our community on Patreon, the link will be in the description for more exclusive content. Other than that, stay locked from clothing, music, to culture. It's your boy Keezy. I'll see you next time. Peace.